Hello. So we've got the full moon eclipse tomorrow. So I decided to pull some cards. So we've got two piles for you to choose from. So the one pile has got the heart selenite. And then we've got the smoky quartz. So you have a think about which one you'd like, selenite or smoky quartz. And then I'll come back and do the reading. Hello and welcome. Yeah, so I've pulled some cards for the full moon eclipse in Pisces. So you've got smoky quartz or you've got clear quartz. Okay. So the cards that we've got for smoky quartz. So the first one is Ever Unfolding Rose. So this is part of Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light. And this one is, I wouldn't even begin to know with this one really what it relates to in tarot, because these cards are kind of a mixture between tarot and oracle. But what it says in the card is that, as you can see, the rose is opening up. So the flower is opening up and it's being cracked open. Because with the full moon eclipse, it's like a full moon, obviously, because it is a full moon. And full moons are generally when you start to shed things, when you start to let go of things. It's like the accumulation. But a super full moon eclipse, a full moon eclipse, sorry, get my words out, that is, it's just much more intensified. So with this card, it's when we get cracked open, sometimes there's a famous Rumi quote, and that when it's during the cracks that the light can come through to heal us. So cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So this is, while things may be difficult, it's happening for the good. It's what can you see? What is it that you are being called to let go of or to change? Because sometimes these things can be pushed upon us, especially if we're very resistant to what's going to happen anyway. I'll just read a little bit more of, it's one of the first cards as well, actually. In fact, it is the very first card in the confirmation suit. Yeah, so this, it's about a challenge. It's about the challenge of life, difficulties, but still being able to maintain having an open heart. And this card is asking you to see, if you've chosen this, if your situation is asking you to see this challenge, this situation, as something that's for your benefit. So it's something that you can learn from, because I see it as a blessing is what it says here. So it's something that's happening for you, not to you. So it's kind of shifting the energy a little bit more. But also it's go gently with yourself as well. Don't be too harsh on yourself if you're feeling, because obviously the full moons can bring up lots of different emotions, lots of different feelings as well. I've also pulled some cards from the Moonology deck as well. So for the pile with smoky quartz, we have got new moon in Aries. So it's time to take action, which is kind of interesting with this one, because this makes it sound as though you're possibly being a bit resistant to taking action, should I say. Because this is kind of saying, be courageous, be brave, but also open yourself up to things as well. Because then when you really do open yourself up, that's when all the healing comes. So it's basically telling you that everything's going to be okay. And then you've got this card, which is the Aries card, obviously, is quite a different energy. It's more fire and moving forward. So maybe, like, for example, if you've gone through a recent heartbreak or something that's really, you've really hurt you deep down, you've been called to take some action. Now, that action could be action to help improve your situation, action to heal, action to find other people to help you in some way. I'll just have a look for this one. New moon in Aries. Again, I don't know the meanings for all of these cards. Yeah, because this is about a new start, which kind of goes quite well with this one, really. An ending, and then you've got a new start, because obviously Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, Pisces being the last. It's also a big yes as well, is this one, and it's about being determined. It's about being assertive, but self-assertion, bravery. It can be a man coming into your life, and it would be someone who would be quite assertive. And it's also saying don't give up. Don't give up with the progress. Don't give up with where you are. And also treat people well with changes that are going on as well. So be kind to others. Hence with the open hearts, I would think this is more of a heartbreak, because we can close ourselves off after a heartbreak, and which is fine to help you heal, but then you don't want to close it completely. You don't want to shut it off, and you know, you want to be open to it. And then the third card that I've pulled is from the Everyday Witch, and it's the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands doesn't particularly show it in this card actually, but it always shows somebody waiting. Generally on a cliff, shows a ship coming in. So threes are generally, the energy of a three is working together with other people, working in a group. And if you can see in this picture, she's got a lot of fire from her wand. She's creating a lot. So, because obviously wands are about creativity, passion, things that you love. It can be to do with your work as well. But it's generally about waiting for things to come about. But I also think as well that asking other people to help, if you want to meet a new friendship group, if you want to spend time with other people, then this is saying that that will benefit you. It's interesting, you've got the Aries and then you've got the Wands, Wands are the suit of fire signs and movement. But yeah, that kind of magic and that fire. So it's kind of suggesting that you would be better if you can be around people, if you can be in a group of people rather than going through this alone. So what are you wanting to release? Release the heart, the tender heart, which is good, and then kind of having that momentum to move forward and working with others in some way. So that is quite interesting, those three cards. Okay, so pile 2, which is Selenite. The first one we've got is the Great Gathering, and this one is, it's all coming together. So it's kind of very different energy from the Smokey Quartz pile, and it's about finding your soul tribe. So if you feel that you need, or you because one thing I have been reading about this eclipse, it's about kind of letting go of things, cutting things away, tidying up, clearing up, and sometimes that can mean moving on from people that you don't feel as close to, or maybe, you know, because obviously it does naturally happen that we can drift away from people. It could be drifting away from where you live, the work that you do. It can kind of come in many different forms. But the Great Gathering, that's one of the activation cards. So they're more putting things into purpose. They're more of a doing, whereas the card for the Smoky Quartz is more of a feeling. Yeah, so this is coming together, and it's finding other people, like-minded people. It's calling in your tribe. It's calling in a group of people that you can work with, that you can. So if this if you're wanting, or if you're thinking about letting go of attachments, attachments to a group, but you're wanting to meet people who have a similar mission to you, if you're wanting to join any kind of group, that could be kind of a community group, it could be an activism, it could be a film group, I don't know why I've said that, it could be anything really that you're wanting, but you're wanting to feel that connection with people who are on a similar level to you, you know, people that you want to meet at a soul level. So it's telling you it's time to call in your people, your soul tribe, and to let yourself be seen as well by others. So that's interesting. And then the second card that we've got, oh, there's a pyramid. I don't know if you can see, there's like a big pyramid there in the background. And then obviously you've got they are beautiful, the images in these are beautiful. And then the next one we've got is Waxing Crescent Moon, the Moonology card, and it says have faith in your dreams. So if you have got a dream, if you've got a dream to be in a community, create your own community as well, because sometimes if we can't find the community that we feel most aligned to, then sometimes you might have to create your own, which is fine, which is brilliant. Okay, so this but there is something very ancient about this one. I mean, a lot of the images are very ancient anyway, but there's something very ancient. But this one is about having faith in your dreams. So if you are not sure if you are able to do that right now, sorry about that, the TV came on. Yeah, so if you're not sure if that is something that you're going to be able to do, then this card is telling you that you shouldn't give up. So it's kind of a similar message to the Aries, but it's more about focusing on your dreams and focusing on your desires, and it's about moving forward because when we're wanting to create something, or like if you did create a group, let's just say for example, and it was you wouldn't expect to get people, say 50 people signed up straight away. It would take time for people to get to know you, for things to build organically. So this is kind of saying don't be disheartened. Don't be disheartened with the progress, and you know, kind of move forward steadily. I don't know why this image kind of reminds me of spring. So I don't know if that's when things are going to really accumulate, because obviously I could be wrong here actually, but what happens during the full moon generally and then the corresponding new moon, they're linked. There's generally just about 6 months ahead, isn't it? So just look forward to what occurs in, maybe you're planting the seeds, because obviously right now well, it's probably a bit too late to plant some seeds, but there are some seeds that you can plant. I've just planted some today actually, and there's certain vegetables that you can plant now, but they won't harvest, or you won't see them, you won't see their beauty until the spring. So I just wondered, we got a butterfly in that picture as well. And then the last card is the Seven of Cups. So this is choices, and this is like, oh my goodness, like the witch in this picture, she's like, okay, so do I go for love, money, the house, education, writing, magic? She's just got so many choices to make, and she's just like, which one? But you need to make a choice. You need to make a choice about where it is that you're going to go. Doesn't mean that you can't have more than one choice, because there's times when we can have different choices, but she's not making a decision. She's kind of like, I want to say procrastinating, but she's not procrastinating, because sometimes we can have lots of choices. We might not feel like we do. And sometimes having too many choices is not, it can be just as difficult as having no choices, or how we feel like we've got no choices. So this is about making a decision. So that's quite interesting. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. As I mentioned before, I'm running a tarot circle, and it's every month, the second Wednesday of the month. So if you'd like to join, you can comment below, or I'll put a link so you can find out more information. I also have a Patreon page as well, which is where you can sign up for the membership, because eventually I will be running teaching tarot, and then there's going to be different levels for different people of different skills, or how long you've been reading tarot, or how in depth you want to go. But yeah, I'll put a link so you can have a look. So yeah, happy full moon eclipse. The moon was beautiful yesterday, actually. I don't know if anyone's had a chance to see it, but it was beautiful. But anyway, thank you for watching, and take care.